Hi guys, my name is Akrizi and this is the Movie Critic.
The latest Roadhouse movie is the third Roadhouse movie, following the original Roadhouse in the year 1989 and its direct DVD sequel Roadhouse Part 2 titled Last Call that was released in the year 2006. Roadhouse is a movie directed by director Doug Liman. Cast credit goes to Jake Gyllenhaal as Dalton. We have Daniela Melchior as Ellie. Roadhouse gave the popular MMA fighter Conor McGregor his first movie debut also. A once UFC world champion now struggling to survive got offered a job at a bar as a security guard with a really good weekly pay. Him showing up in a small town full of bullies, crooked cops, and godfathers, standing up against them made him popular among the locals pretty fast. He got messed up pretty bad in one of the fights, but when it was time for him to leave town, he had a reason to stay and clean up the mess to save the day. Please subscribe to the channel. Well, the original Roadhouse released in 1989 got really bad reviews, to be sincere. At first, well, the film was so bad it started feeling good, and so many people started attaching that importance to it, such that the bad reviews turned good and people in that generation started sharing the movie with their kids, families, friends, neighbors, just like that. I'm talking a movie of roughly 30 years ago. Do you get? A lot of people like the original Roadhouse. Patrick Swayze punches a whole lot of people in the face, and that movie came out in the 80s and 90s. Well, a lot of movie actually came out in those times, and in an era where movie actually embraced their own silliness, and viewed that as a positive thing. I would say a whole lot of movies came out in this era that feel absurd, but they are being sincere. And in Doug Liman's Roadhouse, absolutely on 100% was trying to recapture that vibe and energy of the original movie. Sometimes it actually works out, sometimes it doesn't. Of course, you can't not always replicate someone else's work perfectly. You can actually outdo them or not as good as they actually did. What Roadhouse 2024 did were really specific, actually, ranging from the storyline, trying to recreate and recapture a movie that is not really made anymore. And that is the storyline of a lone hero guy who shows up in town, fights a lot of people, kills some people if need be, and changes the town for the better. And everybody looks at him like, he's the hero that actually came, show up to save the day. This type of movies are not made anymore. Actually made me remember this movie, The Good, The Bad, The Ugly. Something like that actually happened. There is this guy that came riding on a horse to town with his, this cowboy look. That's a pretty old movie. So they don't make them like that no more. In fact, this movie is sort of self-aware that it kind of follows a structure of a classical western. A guy gunman walks into town, finds out there's a problem in the local salon or bar, and takes care of business, just like I said earlier. Jake Gyllenhaal looks amazing in the movie, shows, he's pretty dedicated to his physique, and his fight scenes are a whole lot of fun to watch, to be sincere. I like the idea of him bonding with the members of the town. It gives him closure and made him actually open up a bit. Just like the original movie, it feels way over the top, in the sense that people can be stabbed or shot a couple of times and get punched and banged up pretty bad and still, get up like nothing happened. Take the scene on the bridge, for example. Do you remember the scene where Dalton got, he just got paid from Frankie, and he decided to take a stroll while he was going home. When he got hit by a car, he got hit twice from behind and of course through reverse, and he still got dropped into the ocean, and the car even fell on him directly into the ocean. And dude walked home to his rickety boat like nothing happened. These things are not feasible. Like, give me something I can work with. These are the reasons why I actually criticize these movies. Like, give them some reviews that they might not actually want, because you have to show up. You have to give me something I can work with. regardless of the fact that this movie is actually for entertainment purpose, there should be a level of realism to it. A lot of bodies flying off the boats that are crashing, lifting 5, 6, 7 stories into the air, landing and miraculously surviving. This is the kind of movie that Doug Liman made. For me, it worked for most parts, but of course not all the parts. The movie takes a new turn and falter when a secondary villain came in near the third act of the movie. That is Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor's presence, didn't really add the spice the producer might thought it would add. Aside from his villain presence and a few knuckle fights, they didn't really think his inclusion in the movie, added much to it. The introduction of Conor McGregor's character was pretty hilarious, from getting away from another man's wife to entering the square, butt naked and stealing clothes from, away from an innocent man after he got beaten up and, started an opera, just to cause a scene. That was a pretty nice introduction. So it wasn't bad. We all know that Conor McGregor is the kind of guy who likes to show himself, even in real life. Makes me remember his fight with Mayweather. But that's actually by the way. Also, there were ways the movie, especially the action scenes, were edited and filmed and pasted together with CGI transitions. There were, serious fight scenes where faces were getting smashed in. Also, there were shots where, the drone scene and the camera thing pan around really, really fast, especially when the shots at the sea where we have multiple boats, exploding, fighting and colliding together. Those scenes were, pretty fast, and they were glued together by CGI effects, kind of like take you of the experience so fast you wouldn't even realize it. Like, it happens a lot. Even in those fightings, there's this way the CGI effect actually like came in to glue those scenes together, and sometimes it slips away from your memory from the experience in such a way that you lose grip of where you are in the movie. No perfect movie, I'd say. Despite this, I laughed a bit in the movie. There were scenes, trust me, there were scenes. A lot of people got surprised, punches in the face, just like I said earlier. The certain music in the bar was it for me, actually. I really, really like the music that was going on in the movie. The saxophonist really did well. Well, kudos to the person in charge of the music of the movie. I like every moment of it. Trust. The director, the producer, screenwriter, and cast of this movie, especially the main character, Jake Gyllenhaal, really put in much work, in this movie and dedicated to his role, so that it is embraced by fans of the original Roadhouse, in the 80s, 90s, blah, 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 and these new generations also. That movie is pretty old. I'm talking a movie of over 30 years. And of course, it will still have its fans who have seen this movie a couple of times, about 10, 20, 30 times, over the past, 30 years of its release. Just like some of us who are into the likes of James Bond 007, Avatar, Terminator by Arnold Schwarzenegger, we've got Rambo, and the likes, just to name a few. The new movie that just popped up on Amazon over the weekend isn't going to change their opinion no matter what, because they've been a fan since way back. Big love to everyone who put in work to Roadhouse to recreate and recapture the original. For the most part, it's a success. I'd rate the movie a 6.5 over 10. Not bad. If you see, Roadhouse, let me know your thoughts and your opinions in the comment box below. Don't forget to subscribe.